Hey guys, Fletch from All Things Overlanding here. I started to make a video the other night of me installing my new rooftop tent. It is an Offgrid Raptor tent. I'll put a link in the description down below if you're interested in it. Really great value. It was about 899 bucks on Amazon. Came within about a week, which I did call UPS freight a few times, so there is a little bit of a trick to that, and I will talk about that a tiny bit in this video. But so I started to do a video of this the other night, and then I got so excited I just forgot to video, and I just put the whole thing on, took the old one off and got it done, and then realized, oh shoot, I never recorded any of that. So now it's been a couple days and I actually hit Hoosier National Forest. It's Labor Day weekend. So I am out here by myself doing a solo trip and testing out the new rooftop tent, which I'm super excited about, as you can tell. So again, I'm gonna just kind of talk you through it. I'm gonna show you the inside of it, show you all the features, show you kind of how easy it is to set up. Talk a little bit about why I replaced my do-it-yourself rooftop tent with this one. And yeah, I'm just gonna kind of take you through that. Apologies in advance because I did forget my microphone. Like, I was in such a rush to take off to come out here that I didn't bring my good microphone. So I'm just using the phone's, natural audio. So it's probably not quite as good as normal. If it gets windy, I'll try and cut that stuff out, but just wanted to give you a heads up. Before we dive into the video though, as always, did want to just briefly touch on my featured partners, Overland Addict. So pretty much anything to do with overlanding you can get from Overland Addict. Last US Bags Company make amazing, awesome overlanding bags for a ton of specific uses. I have 4 of them and I love every one of them. I use them all the time. So check them out in the description below. Third, More Overland Expo. Of course, this is an event coming up in February of 2021. Tickets are going to go on sale soon, but click through that link below to pre-register at Facebook so they can let you know when they become available. And then last but not least, Northology Adventures. Again, click through that link. It will take you to their website. Awesome free overlanding magazine that you can sign up for. And she also does some like events and like guided tour type stuff. So definitely check that out as well. So without further ado, let's dive into the video. Alright guys, so I'm going to do a little unboxing here quick, just to kind of show you what comes in the box. I haven't opened it myself, so we'll see together. Okay. Alright, so now let's see what's actually in this box. So that's basically it, guys. Check it out. All right, guys, so I am just going to kind of walk you around the tent here so you can see it on all sides. So it's basically got an aluminum frame on the bottom. Kind of the cool thing is it does have sort of like a T-channel on it that you can use for mounting. Now with mine, the Xteras have really big, sort of dumb, weird cross members. So I actually used 6. It comes with 4 attachment points for like probably aftermarket roof racks or smaller ones than an Xtera. It may work on yours, but they have like rubber padding on them so that it doesn't make a bunch of rattling and stuff, but it would not fit around my stock roof rack. So what I did was I actually took some U-bolts, some big ones, 3/8 inch. I think they're 4 inches across. I'll try and find you a link for that and put that in the description below. And I used 6 of them. So just to be as safe as possible, I've got 6 of those across there. I did add a 3rd cross member to my Xtera. Actually, thanks to Mike Nope of Nissan Patch Designs. He actually sent me one of his extra cross members. So huge shout out to Mike for that. But so I used basically 3 on each side. So, I mean, this thing does not move. It is part of the truck now. So it's in good shape. So as we move around to the front here, it does have a big window in the back there. And then it's got a small little like vent window in each side, which is kind of awesome because I'm figuring I'm a big winter camper and I'm a 4 seasons camper. So like I'm going to be using this thing in the winter. And when I do, I want to be able to run a Mr. Buddy heater and I want to be able to ventilate it for both oxygen reasons and condensation reasons as well. So those small little windows on the side, I think are going to be pretty handy. Like just to kind of zip them down a little bit and get some air flowing all the way through the tent. You can see the one on the other side there too. So the thing that I like about this tent is, and you know, I'm sure if you're watching this video and you are interested in rooftop tents, you've probably done a bunch of research. There are a bunch of like big name overland RTT rooftop tent manufacturers that make this exact same style of rooftop tent, but most of those are in the $1,500 to $2,500 range from what I've seen. This one again was $899, free shipping on Amazon. It came through UPS freight. It took a little over a week now that I think about it. So it arrived in Indianapolis on the 26th, and then I called them on the 28th and said, hey, you know, it's in Indianapolis. What do we have to do to schedule a delivery? Because that was what the person that sold me the tent told me. And I think he's right. I think you are supposed to schedule the delivery. But I called them and they said, okay, you'll get a call back from the local terminal within an hour. Well, guess what? No call back, right? So I called the next day. That was a Friday. I called the following Monday. I called Tuesday. I called Wednesday. They never put me through to the terminal. They said, we have a bad history with this terminal. They just delay things. They don't seem to get stuff delivered on time. And I was like, I'm going to be screwed because in about 2.5 weeks, I have an event coming up, CORE, Overland Expo, or Overland Adventure Retreat, I guess, the Keweenaw Overland Adventure Retreat. And I wanted this tent for that. Like that was the whole purpose of it, was to get it before then. But then literally Thursday, so after I called Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, there's a knock at the door and there's a truck outside and they've got my tent and they dropped it in my front yard. So again, I got it within about a week from when it got delivered to the terminal, which took about 2 or 3 days. So like a week and a couple days to get this thing. Again, you may have to do some work. Like I'm not saying order it and it's going to be there in a week. I'm just saying if you pester them enough, then it's very likely that you will get it in a really quick time, and it's pretty great. So anyways, so again, this is like the Free Spirit Recreation tent. If you look that up, there are tents that look just like this. Like the design is exactly the same. But again, and I mean, nothing against them. I'm sure that their materials are higher quality. I'm sure that there are, various benefits to those name brand tents. Do not get me wrong. But if you guys watch my channel at all, you know that I'm cheap, right? So if I can find a very similar tent, even if it does have slightly less good quality materials in it, if I can get 3 or 4 years out of this thing for $900, like I'm not going to complain. So the other nice thing about ordering it off Amazon is I had some gift cards and stuff. So I kind of knocked down the price a little bit using some gift cards. So again, there will be a link to this in the description below. So far, I love this thing, man. It is awesome. It's so nice. All right, guys, so I'm going to take the camera here in a second and I'm going to walk you around the tent. I'm going to show you some of the features, some of the nice things about the tent, kind of how it works, how you set it up, all that good stuff. But before that, I wanted to briefly touch on why I bought this tent, like why I bought this style of tent, right? So there are a ton of different styles of rooftop tents. Honestly, I would say my favorite style of rooftop tent is sort of like the Go Fast Camper style, which is what I was building with my DIY rooftop tent. One that's a hard shell, clamshell design that opens like this. So think of this as the back of my Xterra. It opens like that, and then you just climb up the back and you get in. But there are a couple reasons that I didn't go with that. One, the Go Fast Campers tent is not available until I think October or November of this year, 2020. But it is very reasonably priced. Without a mattress, it's about $1,200. If you want them to give you a mattress, it's another $300, so $1,500 total. Or you can get your own mattress, right? You can take that $300 and maybe buy a cheaper one or a better one or something that you want. You have options, right? So I really like that. I like the style of it. I like the build of it. It's really lightweight. It's like 80 pounds. Honestly, I'm not sure about the weight of this thing, but it is way lighter than my DIY rooftop tent. I would say it's probably in the neighborhood of about 100 pounds. So I was really, really happy with that. Super light, all aluminum construction. But so again, the Go Fast Campers clamshell style with gas struts is really, really nice, right? I love the idea of just being able to undo a couple latches and it just goes up and you're set up, right? Then there's like the Smitty built Overlander or Overlander XL style, which is like a lot of them. There's Tepuis, there's all these different brands and they all make that sort of typical style of tent, which is sort of non-clamshell, right? Like a vinyl cover style rooftop tent. And basically it has like a hard floor that's folded in half with a hinge in the middle, right? So when you close it, you basically are folding your tent in half on top of itself and folding in the fabric. Downsides to this. One, I just don't like how they look. I think they kind of look kind of crummy. Two, it's a lot more setup, right? So you've basically got to take off the whole vinyl cover, do something with that, put it somewhere, or sometimes they stay attached and they have to hang down the side of your vehicle, which for me, Now, I haven't put it back on yet, but I'm gonna have my awning on my driver's side. So I didn't want this big vinyl cover over top of my awning, filling up with water, you know, condensation, mold, bugs, dirt, whatever. And this cover for this one actually comes all the way off. So it's inside the truck right now. You pop off a couple clips and you take it off and you throw it in your truck and you're good to go. So that is one of the downsides of that Smitty-built style. The other one is it has a lot of awnings, which are really nice, right? Like, it's nice that it has awnings. This one, as you can see, it's kind of built into it, right? So when you set it up, the awning just comes out and you're done. You pull on a couple strings and you pull the thing up and you're done. With the Smitty-built one, again, I'm not trying to sound super lazy or like it's just awful. It is not bad at all. There's nothing wrong with those tents. And I was looking at those because but honestly, they're about the same price as this new. So for about 850 bucks right now, you could go on Amazon. I'll put a link to it below too, because I've been looking at them, to the Smitty-built tents. But again, with all those awnings, you've got all these metal poles that you've got to not lose, you got to keep track of, you've got to set them up. So it's got, I believe, 2 awnings on the side and then the one on the front. So you've got 6 different poles, right? Different lengths, different sizes, they can get bent, then you've got to replace them. There's just a lot more to it, right? So to set up probably takes 5 to 8 minutes. I know Mo Leisures runs a Smitty-built tent and they love it and it's great. So again, nothing against it at all, but I've watched them set that up. And it probably took them about 6 or 7 minutes to set up. Because again, you pull the thing over, so you basically grab the ladder is attached to the bottom of it, but you basically grab the ladder, flip it over, drop your ladder down, climb up, get your poles, put up all your awnings, right? Go all the way around the vehicle. So it's just a lot more work, right? It's not as instantaneous. So if you're in bad weather, if it's pouring down rain, you've got some setup. You're gonna have to contend with that, and you're probably gonna be soaked by the time you get done setting up your tent. Another disadvantage, I'm skipping around here, but the Go Fast camper, the only thing that I didn't like about that style is for my Xterra, it would be a back entry, right? And I keep my fridge freezer in here. I've got all my tools, my grill. I'm in and out of the back of my truck all the time. So for me, especially with the awning on the driver's side, I wanted a passenger side open rooftop tent because that just makes the whole thing work, right? I can have the back open and be cooking. I can have my awning out on this side and have tables set up underneath of it or chairs. And then I can have my tent set up on this side. It all works together, right? So with the Go Fast campers, there was a back entry, which for me was a little tricky. So then that brings us to this style. So again, there's Free Spirit Recreation. There's a number of different tent manufacturers that make this style of tent, but they are significantly more expensive than this tent, right? So far from what I can tell, the fabric is really nice. Everything's really well waterproofed. I am going to probably buy some waterproof spray and sort of coat the whole thing just to make it as hydrophobic as possible. Just, you know, I want to take care of it. It's an investment, right? I want this thing to last 4 or 5 years, get some good use out of it before I, you know, upgrade to something else 5 years from now when I get a new truck or something, right? So that's about all I'm going to do to the thing. But otherwise, like, all the aluminum is really nice. The construction is really nice. Again, it's super light, which was really nice. Lighter than my old do-it-yourself one, which I really like. But again, the benefits of this are now passenger side entry for me, driver's side awning, rear entry to the truck. Nothing is, you know, conflicting here. The other thing is, and let me just show you. I'm just going to make this really easy. I'm going to drop it back down and show you how easy. Now I've got a pillow and stuff in there. But so basically, there are 2 straps on this side of the truck that you can see hanging there. You can adjust them, they're adjustable. So I've got one of them set to go into my door handle, my front driver's side door handle. The back one I've got set to go under the lip of the rear fender well. So the thing about those is, though, they're optional. You don't have to use them. So you can see I've unstrapped them both right now. So what's holding it is, when you put it up, there's actually a little pin right here. So when you pull it up the first time, you can slide that pin in and it'll be self-sufficient. It's fine. I think only if there was gonna be like high wind or something would you wanna use the straps. I generally use them. I've been just using the straps and not using the pins, but I'm gonna actually be here for a couple days. So I figured, you know what, I'll put the pins in and I'll just make it a little more permanent, right? But so now I'm gonna pull those pins out and I'm gonna put the tent down. So again, there's pillows and there's stuff in it, but I'm just gonna lay it down really quick so you can see the mechanical function of the thing and how easy it is to set up. So bear with me. So boom, that's it, right? Like that is how it is when you take the cover off. So it is just, I just love how simple this is. Plus, you don't have gas struts, right? Which sounds bad, right? Like, oh, I want the gas struts. I want it to be super easy to open up. I want it to just open on its own. Like, again, the Go Fast Camper is really cool. You just undo latches and push up a little bit and it goes up. But here's my thing. One, I camp a lot in the winter. So when it's super cold, gas struts don't work that well. Two, it's a wearable part, right? Like, it's something that if those go, then I got to buy new gas struts to replace them. I got to figure out the length. I got to figure out the strength. I got to replace them. I got to mess with them. This is all mechanical. So literally, when you undo this, when you open this thing up, all you do is you grab those straps and you just pull down, and that pulls the thing up. So now I'll demonstrate that for you. So that's it. I mean, you just saw how fast that was. I did almost fall off the ladder, if you were wondering. You're welcome. I'm going to leave that in. But so you can see how easy that is, right? Like, the whole thing is set up now. Like, you take a minute to take the cover off and throw it in your vehicle. You grab those two straps. Like, so I keep my ladder inside the truck. You can also put it on top of the tent. So you'd have to take the ladder down. I'll show you the ladder in detail here in a second because it is really cool. It actually has some clips that it like sits in so that it's not going to fall off, or, you know, it's kind of nice. But you could keep the ladder up on top. I keep mine in my truck, so I pop the ladder out, I put it up on the thing before I ever even open it. I climb up, I grab those straps, I do what I just did, and the thing is open. It's amazing. All right, so now I'm gonna walk you around and show you all the features. I'm gonna show you the hinges, I'm gonna show you the inside of the tent, I'm gonna show you kind of the canopy, the straps, everything, just so you kind of have a really good feel for what this tent's like. All right, guys, so here are the hinges, right, which are really cool. So you basically have these 3 bars that go in that make up the roof of the tent, and then all the fabric, of course, wrapped around it. So when you pull on those straps, it actually just pulls the whole tent up for you. As I mentioned, there is a little hole right here, which is kind of hard to hold the camera and push this in. Now you do have to put a little bit of tension on the tent with the strap, because you see back there it's not quite lining up, so it's going to be hard to do with the phone in my hand. But when I pull on the straps, then you can just slide that pin right in, and then you let go of the straps and it's up. And again, you could put the straps, you can pull the straps just back out of the way, throw them up here under the awning if you wanted to, or if it's going to be super windy, not a huge deal. As I mentioned, I've got mine just hooked. You can see how rusty my fender wells, or my wheel wells, are. But I've just got it strapped down there around the fender liner, and then on the front, I've got it around my door handle. Again, though, once those pins are in, like if I need to get in here, well, one, if I was going to be getting in and out a lot, I just wouldn't use this. I would just, you know, put it up here and tuck it away, and not use the thing, and just use the hinges. But that's how I have it set up on my Xterra. So rear fender line, or rear, I don't know why I keep calling it that, rear wheel well and front door handle is what I'm using. You could go all the way down to like sliders if you wanted to. You could probably get underneath the truck and attach to something down there if you needed to. You could probably go shorter and go to the roof rack if you wanted to. I mean, there's a million ways you could do this, but I just kind of wanted to show you how I have it set up. So then on this side, you know, matching sort of hinge, matching pin design. Again, those small little windows. Sorry, the sun's right in my eyes. But so then here's other cool stuff. So here's the ladder. It comes with this ladder. So this tent for 899 bucks comes with this telescoping ladder with this really nice, you know, sort of custom little bar at the top that fits into those brackets. So again, it's, you know exactly where it goes. You don't have to worry about it collapsing on you or falling off in the middle of the night. You've also got some really nice handholds up here. So let me climb up here a little bit and I'll show you. So you've also got these really nice handles, right, with some foam on them. So you can grab onto it, makes getting in and out of the tent really super easy. And then what these are below are shoe bags. They've got, you know, some Velcro on them, hold them shut. And then you can pop your shoes in there, keep them dry, keep them out of the tent so that your tent doesn't get filthy dirty. And you've got one on each side, so that's really nice. So, you know, if you bring your kids with you, if it's you and your kids or you and your wife, you got a couple pairs of shoes, you got his and hers, you know where your shoes are if you have to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. So then inside of here you can see, so this is basically the awning. Again, the thing that I like about this is how easy it is to set up, and the fact that it has an awning on it already without putting any poles up or anything like that, so that I can literally sit here with my window open, right? Like I can just sit here with this front open, and unless it is raining sideways, this canopy is going to keep me waterproof, right? And if it is raining sideways, then you can put down this waterproof flap, right? And they do have, and I missed the middle one, but they do have these nice, you know, pretty standard Velcro straps so that you can, it's hard to film and do things. They do have these really nice Velcro straps so that you can do that. They're pretty much on everything, right? Like you can see them back there on the back window too. They've got them on the side windows. They've got them. So it's really nice. So the specs of this tent, the size of this tent is basically 48 inches across. So it's about 4 feet wide. So you can see in here, like, I mean, this is just going to be me, but I've got 1.5 feet of room over there and 6 inches of room over here. Now I did add, so from my do-it-yourself rooftop tent, I brought my 2-inch memory foam pads, and I basically, so I have 2 of them. It was a full size 2-inch that I cut in half so that I could have 4 inches of foam. But because this tent's so wide, I actually just spread them out and they kind of overlap a little bit. But so then under that, I've got the stock 4-inch, I believe it's a 4-inch memory foam pad below that. So now I've got like 5 or 6 inches of memory foam below me. So I think I'm going to sleep like a baby in this thing, you know? So you got 4 feet across, it's about 7 feet long. I think those are the external dimensions. I'm 6'2" though, and I can fit in this thing no problem. So tonight will be the first night that I'm going to sleep in it. So I will, you know, continue to shoot some video tonight to show you guys a little bit more. I brought a nice pillow with me. Like, I'm going to sleep like a baby tonight. So anyways, that is the inside of the tent. Let me zip it up here. Another thing to mention that seems like a small thing, but I'm impressed with it, is that these zippers function really well. They don't snag, they don't get caught up. They're actually pretty easy to do, like one-handed. So they seem to be pretty good quality. All right, guys, so just woke up after the first night in the Raptor rooftop tent. So I wanted to give you kind of my first impressions after actually sleeping in it. Not bad. It's space-wise, it's awesome. All the different windows and everything up there made it amazing. The weather is perfect. It's about 60 degrees right now. So honestly, just with a sleeping bag, I slept like a baby. I feel great. I will say and this is probably not going to come as a surprise to anyone that's looked into rooftop tents, but the only sort of downside is the mattress isn't the best. I mean, again, it's included in the price for $900, so I'm not complaining about it. I did throw I've got a 2-inch memory foam pad that I've used before, and I threw that in there. The only bad thing is it's about 54 inches wide, and the tent's about 48. So I had some overlap, and I think I was kind of laying on that bump. So I may cut down those pads and then just add them back in there, and I think that may solve the problem. But overall, I slept like a baby. Again, the ventilation's really good. The windows are nice. The view was great to wake up to this morning. I woke up looking out on that from up in the tent, which was pretty good. So yeah, but getting in and out, so much easier than my old do-it-yourself rooftop tent. The entrance is, you know, really big and nice and easy to get in and out of. The ladder is great. So yeah, I really, really liked it. So I just wanted to kind of give you my final thoughts after I slept in it. All right, guys, so that is the Offgrid Raptor rooftop tent. I hope this was helpful for you. I hope that gives you some more info. I looked all over YouTube and I cannot find any info on this tent, like almost no info. The only thing that I watched was the video from the manufacturer on the Amazon page. So again, that's why I wanted to make this video. I wanted to show you guys this tent. I will do like a long-term review of it. So again, in about 2.5 weeks, I'm going on a 4-day weekend trip up to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and I will be using it there. If it rains or something, I will let you know how it does in the wet. It's supposed to be beautiful here these couple days that I'm here, just like 70s, sunny, windy, as you can probably hear. Just really nice. So I don't think I'm going to deal with any weather, but I'm just so excited to actually get to like sleep in almost like a bed at the campsite. So now I've finally gotten through hammock camping and cot camping and ground camping and everything else, and my do-it-yourself rooftop tent was okay, but it was like I go there when I have to go to sleep. It wasn't big enough to sit up in. It wasn't big enough to do anything in. I've actually kind of been thinking today, like maybe I should get up there and read a book or something, you know, like I actually want to spend time in the rooftop tent. And again, you guys have heard my disdain for rainy conditions when I'm camping and how pissed off it makes me. If it was pouring down rain right now, I'd just get up there and hang out, read a book, watch a show on my phone, you know, have a good time. So again, I think this is going to be a game changer. I'm excited about it. If you're new to the channel and you just found this because you searched for rooftop tents and you watched it, but you're interested in overlanding, I do gear reviews. I do vlogs / podcast every week. I also do a lot of Xterra stuff, so particularly if you're an Xterra person, but a lot of it's general do-it-yourself type stuff. So you could, you know, have any type of rig you want and still follow. Also, I'm kind of a budget-minded guy. I'm kind of a cheap guy. I like to like I like to go overlanding, but I have a full-time job, right? So like generally it's a one-nighter or a two-nighter for a weekend. So if that's your kind of your style of overlanding, if you're not like a full-on like I quit my job and I'm going across the country for the next 3 months type of overlander, then I think this is a good channel for you. So click that subscribe button below. I'd love to have you as part of the crew. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know the things that you guys want to see. Let me know if you want me to do something else on the rooftop tent and show you anything else. I'm happy to do it. So again, thanks for watching. Go down in the description as well. Click on the featured partners links if you're interested in any of their stuff. And also I've got all my social links down there too. I'd love to have you guys in the conversation on Facebook or Instagram or, you know, wherever. Even LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn. So yeah, thanks for watching the video. I appreciate it. And we'll see you guys next time.